Hey, everybody, welcome to the Leverage Advantage show. And it's fantastic to have you here. Today, we have a very, very special guest. He's a personal friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years, and his name is Dr. Wu. Now, Dr. Wu is a former dental surgeon, and he was the second person in Singapore and Asia to see WorldVentures as an opportunity he wanted to bring into Asia over 7 years ago. Now, after 2 years in WorldVentures, he became the company's top income earner outside of the US. And within 5 years, he also became one of the company's few $1 million ring earners, which represents having earned over seven figures in US dollars in commissions over a 12-month period. Now, he travels extensively and has gone for over 108 trips over the past 7 years, gone on numerous dream trips, and has built teams in many different cities and countries. He is now retired from dentistry and is bringing WorldVentures platform to the whole of Asia and around the world. Everybody, welcome Dr. Wu.
Good to be here.
Hey, man. I really love your story. I was just telling you off camera just now before we started recording because I know your story and I think it's really inspiring for anybody who wants to get started, has a dream and has a vision. What are you doing now and who do you help?
Well, I'm still very much actively building the network, building the team within WorldVentures. I've been doing so in fact, I just crossed my 7th anniversary a couple of days ago. And, if something is working and it's doing really well and you're continually looking to improve, as well as the company I'm working with WorldVentures, it's also improving its product line, improving its product offering, improving the benefits for the customers, improving benefits for members. There's improvement on every aspect of the company. Then you continue doing it. I mean, that's what I continue to push it. As I speak to you now on this recording, we are heading for a big event in a few days' time. We're expecting a few thousand people showing up in Hong Kong. So we're still very much actively promoting the company, the products, as well as helping our team members. And our team members hover from between 18 and 80. I say 80 because it sounds pretty cool, but really our oldest member, I think, is 91. So there is literally no limit as to who can come on board. We have students, housewives, doctors, CEOs, directors. Hell, I hear we even have people in the military in different countries who have come on board WorldVentures because they see the opportunity that it presents. So still actively building it and helping whoever who wants to willing to dig deep, be hungry, and willing to put the effort in to potentially build a fantastic lifestyle and a fantastic business for themselves.
Nice. And I know your story, or at least most of it. Will you share a little bit about your past and what influenced you to in both positive and negatively growing up, right? Just be honest as you can. Like, everybody has a different story, everybody has a different background. What really influenced you towards this end goal?
Well, I wish I could tell you it was a rag to riches story. It is, but it isn't. I came from a family of doctors, so as you can imagine, most doctors make reasonably good money. I think my dad, two uncles, aunt, and two cousins. So I was the next one to come along, and they figured, hey, why don't you become a doctor as well? No? And I figured, when you're young, you're 15, 16, 17, 18, that's about the time when you decide what you want to study in school, in university, in college, which then determines what you will do for the rest of your life. So, when you're at a young age, you don't know what you're going to do. So you just follow what your family tells you, your parents tell you. So, okay, great. I went to become a doctor. I didn't do medicine. I went to dental practice because someone told me the money's the same, but if something goes wrong in dental practice, nobody dies. At the most, you lose a tooth, right? So that was what happened. I went up doing dental practice. But after a while, I realized that practicing dentistry was not exactly my cup of tea. I mean, it's great, it's respectable, certainly earns really good money, but it wasn't what I wanted. And what I really wanted was, fantastic. I love the name of the show, leverage. Now, that's not to say you can't get leverage by running a dental practice. I mean, certainly in Singapore right now, where I'm from, there is a huge dental practice that's doing 150 million a year. I happen to know the CEO and the boss who started the whole thing. He's a good friend. But his kind of business was not exactly what I kind of wanted to do. I wanted to look for something, shall we say, more exciting, something that fit my wanderlust specifically. And when I came across WorldVentures, the fact that it was And it was a travel company, enabled us to go on more holidays. It was guaranteed pricing. I was like, oh my God, it sounds too good to be true. So I kind of gave up on practicing dentistry and went into this. Now, not immediately, but it was a situation whereby I was practicing and then I wasn't happy. And in between, I kind of went to do a lot of other businesses, made some money, lost most of it. I was actually almost $500,000 in debt. And then, I could go back to dentistry and pay off my debts, not a problem, but I wasn't happy. And at the end of the day, you have to do what really, this sounds almost cliche, but you have to really do what you love. I know it sounds so cliche. I cringe sometimes and I feel myself cringing when I say it, but it really is. You really have to do something that gets you excited, something that, don't mind me saying, gets your loins on fire, So the fact that I could go on holiday and potentially make money with this platform, I'm like, hey, I was already $500,000 in debt. It cost me another couple $100 to get set up. I had to fly over to the US where the head office was based to make sure that it was real legit. So I said, hey, I was already $500,000 in debt. Another few hundred to few $1,000s just to make sure the company's legit is not going to make much of a difference. So I did it. Flew to US. We kind of just went all in because when you're $500,000 in debt, you're almost bankrupt. You don't have a choice. You don't go backward. You're already scraping the bottom of the barrel. You just have to go forward and go up. So we did it. And, I think when you're in such a situation, if your back is against the wall, that sometimes is a good thing because it kind of frees you up from having any fears. What will my friends think of me? What will my parents think of me? What will my other people think of me if I do this thing? Because network marketing, generally the average man in the street has no clue what it is. Some of them may have a negative impression of what it is. So, but I knew it could work. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, Anthony Robbins, who else is there? Warren Buffett have all been involved or talked about network marketing at one point or another. Huge promoters of it. So when I saw it, I said, okay, I'm all in. And but so when I was down in the dumps, because after a while you just don't care about what people think anymore. You just put blinkers on and go forward. I think being broke at that point in my life was a huge liberating experience. So after a while, you just focus on what you need to do. You don't worry about what other people think. So 7 years from that point on, we've earned 7 figures within a single 12-month period. We've been able to grow a huge team around the world. It's been very successful. So I'm pretty happy about that. And we want to continue growing the company. Now we're doing about 900 million a year worldwide. We hope to grow to billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. I mean, the owner of the company said we gotta do at least 10 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. So that's his goal. I like the idea. I'm all in on it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to look for more talent.
Nice. Well, you really segged into what my next question was going to be. Like, what was your turning point? And I think, like you said, being $500,000 in debt is a huge turning point. Like you've got nothing left to lose. You have only one way to go, right? Like you have one opportunity to go all into something, and you definitely went all in. What was your biggest challenge? Like, I think very few people have the opportunity or even the courage to do what you did, to bring a company to a completely new location. I'm not sure what your experience was bringing a new network marketing company to a new geography. So what was your biggest challenge then in bringing WorldVentures to Singapore and Asia?
Well, I suppose there are two aspects to the question. I think first of all, it helped to have. I wasn't the first one. I was the second one. So the first guy that brought in, I mean, he was. I'll mention his name online, James Lee. He's a truly spectacular individual. I mean, it helps that when he was serving in the Singapore Armed Forces, he was the top dog. He was among the whole batch of officer cadets. He was a sort honor. So he was literally the best of the best. So he was the one that kind of brought me on board, and it really helped to have a business partner like him, because he was. If you think I'm tenacious, he's probably double that, and he's really a fantastic individual. On top of that, we had another guy. His name is Dennis Bay. Very, very entrepreneurial. Very good in digital marketing. Very good in marketing. Very good in talking. So it helped to have partners like that to come on board. So I certainly didn't do it alone. I mean, now, I wish I can claim the credit, but no, I can't. I have to give credit to these amazing individuals. And along the way, there were a lot of people that were attracted who had the same tenacity as myself. So that was the good part, all right? But what was really tough in the beginning was when your closest friends in your family try to steal your dream. Now, they don't do it intentionally. So, I mean, I'll say this to my now wife, but then my ex-girlfriend, now wife, was when I got started with WorldVentures, she said, don't do it. It's a scam. It's network marketing. It's pyramid. Who the hell does travel? This has never been heard of before. And, I can't explain it. I just knew that this could be the big break that we needed. And she told me, go back to be a dentist, do your 9 to 5, it's good money. Hell, my parents even did that. My uncles and aunties also kind of chipped in during the family meetings. So it was very, very demoralizing, but I knew I couldn't go back. And in fact, I went against and this is the tough part for many people, when their own family members, their wives, their girlfriends, their husbands, or any close family member tells you not to do it. But you know in your heart that this is the one. To have to go against what your family tells you to do, what the people who love you tells you what to do, is probably the single hardest thing that anybody will ever have to go through. I mean, when even there was a point, I think my dad even threatened to throw me out of the house because he was so disappointed in me giving up my career in dentistry, giving up being a doctor, and doing this MLM pyramid selling salesman guy thing. So that was really, really tough. But at the same time, when you know in your heart that this is the gift that you've been looking for, striving for, then you have to pursue it nonetheless and make a success out of it. Now, when your closest family members, your wife, your husband, your parents, when they turn out to be your dream stealers, they don't do it intentionally. They do it because they love you. They do it. I know they certainly do love me very much. They do it because they care for us. They do it because they do not want to see us get hurt before. Mind you, I was $500,000 in debt. They certainly didn't want me to get into deeper trouble financially. So they were trying to protect me. And likewise, your family members will try to protect you. But understand this. And same with friends, all right? Of course, the friends don't hurt as much as your family. But here's the thing. Your friends will see you for who you were. Your family will see you for who you are, but only you yourself can see yourself for who you can become. So that is probably the single biggest thing that you have to understand, that only you can see yourself for what you can become. And then by pursuing what you know in your heart to be true and what will work for you, you achieve success and you enroll everybody emotionally into the idea. Now I dare say my wife is my biggest fan. I mean, she's the one, kicking my rear end and say, hey, go talk to people, make a phone call, do a podcast, do a webinar, go talk to someone. Don't sit at home and just enjoy the money. I mean, I must admit, I've made good money. I've been enjoying it somewhat, but she's the one that kicks my rear and say, hey, don't rest on your laurels, keep going. My parents asked me, so when do you bring us for holiday again? So it's kind of gone full circle. Now they're my biggest friends and biggest fans. So it's absolutely important that you really deep down figure it out and go. Now, if you don't know what it is you're going after, then my advice to you is do it anyway, because two things happen when you do it anyway. Number one, you find out you're on the right track early. Okay, so you find out you're on the right track early. Number two, more importantly, you find out if you're on the wrong track. You find out earlier. So either way, you win. You don't lose. So you do it. You're guaranteed going to make mistakes. But when you make mistakes and you realize it, adjust. Turn and make a left, make a right. Find your way, get to the point, but get there and keep moving.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree with you there. I think that for me especially, it's always been about action, because when you do, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And like what you said, like a lot of times, when you accept that you're going to fail and you prepare for it, then that's how you fail forward and you make progress. So I really love what you said there. Now, here's my next question to you. If you could go back in time 10 years and tell your old self one thing, what would it be?
Well, here's the funny thing. I guess let me just say, I'm very happy where I am right now. Although I'm not satisfied, I certainly want a lot more than what I have. I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, uh, and I see what they have. I see what they're doing. I'm very excited. I'm trying to find somebody to work with them, and I'm certainly not resting on my laurels. I'm certainly going for it. But what has got me to this point was what happened 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. If I look back 10 years ago, hang on, I'm 40 years old this year. I was 30. I wouldn't change the thing, because what happened back then, while it may not have been good, because I was struggling and did a lot of things, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, because it's part of the journey, and I treasure every single experience that I've had. It is because of those good and negative experience that created the story that I can tell today. So I wouldn't change a single thing, man. Let me just say, I wouldn't want to go through it again. Let me just say, I do not want to go through it again. And I pray that those of you who are watching this do not have to go through a thing like that. But then again, when you're going through a tough patch, the only way through is through. So yeah, I'm glad I went through it. I wouldn't want to go through it again, but I wouldn't change a single thing. I would tell myself 10 years ago, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the only thing I would keep doing. And I kind of did that. So I'm quite happy.
Excellent, man. Like, this is also something I tell all my students, is that I can teach you everything you need to know theoretically. Like, when you're going through hard times, I can tell you just need to keep going on, but you'll never learn it until you actually go through it.
Exactly.
Right? And I absolutely agree with you. Like, if I were to look back on my journey, there's nothing that I would change, because everything that I've been through, all the struggles, all the debt, all the starting up businesses that didn't make it, it's brought me to where I am today. So, like, I 100% with you. I wouldn't change a thing. But what I would tell myself 10 years ago is, just keep going, and it'll be fine. Everything that you go through is a test, it's a lesson.
Oh, just one thing. Keep going, but I'll add one more word. Faster. Do it faster.
Correct. Yes, correct. Money loves speed. Business loves speed. Yeah. Speed of execution, speed of learning.
Yeah.
What does ultimate leverage look like to you?
Well, I think leverage in the common sense of the word means leveraging other people, leveraging on other people's money, leveraging other people's time. I think that would be the common frame of thought. But I would prefer to look at another way. The only way we get leverage, the only way people are willing to give us of our time and give us their money, would be for us to help them. So we have this concept which we call servant leadership. We lead people by helping others, by serving others. We serve them by helping them with their issues, their problems. I'm not talking about being anti-agony here. I'm talking about looking at people and sometimes showing them tough love, telling them what they need to do. So I serve them in that regard and says, hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Now, along the way, what will happen is that if we do it wholeheartedly, eventually they're gonna say, hey, that they are going to realize that at the end of the day, a person only becomes successful. The only way we become successful is that we serve others and help others. I guess a classic example is, if we look at Apple, and I'm using off a MacBook and iTunes, I think Apple still the most valuable company in the world in terms of market capitalization. And Steve Jobs had this idea, what if we could serve the world and connect the world together? And that's how Apple became a tremendous company. And that's how, if I may say so, Steve Jobs and Apple created leverage. How we get leverage in network marketing is, of course, we leverage off our team and our downline. But the only way our downline keeps joining us is because we show them a better way. We show them a way to have more time, have more money, have a better lifestyle, help more people achieve that lifestyle. So leverage is not about using other people's time and money. This is a very simplified way of looking at it. Leverage has to come from us. They leverage on us first and foremost. So we're the one that got to put in the effort. Only then will they, help us and help us get what we want in terms of money and time and business and success. So I don't use the word leverage more often, so I got to thank you for bringing that word into my consciousness again. But it's important that we all leverage on each other in one way or another, because that's how the world works. The only way a business works is we solve people's problems. The only way we help them make more money, help them have more time. That's the only way any business has succeeded at any point in time. We give them more entertainment in terms of entertainment companies. it's about serving other people's needs and serving other people's interests. Then we get leverage.
Absolutely. And the reason why why I created our new company, Leverage Advantage, really is because one of the problems we saw is that without leverage, a lot of people are limited by what their bodies can do, very limited, very physically, by what in economic terms, by their factors of production. And unless you have a system that enables you to free your output from physical factors of production, then you're never going to get leverage. And I think a lot of network marketers talk about passive income, and I think that especially in network marketing, passive income is possible, but I believe it's a lot more leveraged income. Like, look, you've made over 7 figures in 12 months, but we still work. It's more about how we can generate more output with less input, right? And working within the system that's been created at WorldVentures, you're able to generate a lot of income, but maybe working less than most people would to generate that income. So for me, that is what I would consider leverage as well.
1 time unit versus last time we used to have 1 unit of time, 1 unit of money. Now it's 1 unit of time, 10 units of money.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go into some quick fire questions, right? Really, just give me like quick answers to this. What is the best advice you've ever received?
Turn off your handphone. This was one of my top leaders, and he said, as the team was growing, I was thinking, how do I handle so many questions? How do I handle so many people? And he said, the most important person you look after is yourself. So sometimes you need your alone time, you need your thinking time, you need your quiet time, you need your meditation time. Turn off your handphone. Best advice I ever got.
Excellent. And can you share one of your personal habits that you strongly believe contributes to your success?
I make sure I do at least lunch, dinner, and supper every day. Now, what I mean by I'm not talking about just eating. I'm talking about when I eat, I make sure I don't eat alone. I'm eating with someone. I'm talking to someone. It can be an existing team member. It can be a new prospect. It can be an old friend. So I make sure I do breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I'm always on the move. I'm always creating a network, because your network equals your net worth. So I'm always talking to someone.
And what book would you recommend as a must read?
That's an easy one. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Excellent. Nice. Yeah. That is, for a lot of people, the beginning of their personal development journey. Now, if you had 30 seconds left to live, what piece of advice would you give?
Play like you've never played before. Because at the end of the day, it's all about leaving a legacy. And when you're having fun, that's what people remember you by. People remember your smiles, your laughter. Play and have fun. Go out there and really live it up.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wu. I really appreciate it. I think your story is absolutely inspirational. More people need to know about it. More people need to know that it's possible to do what you have done. Now, if people are interested in finding more about you, how can you be reached? Where should they go?
Well, I don't have so much of a website per se, but I guess I use Facebook pretty often. So I guess they can go to my Facebook page. You just go to Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, get one. Look for Dr. Wu Yiche. That's Dr. Wuyche. Most people will reach me there. And, if you don't have Facebook, I suppose you can Google my name, Dr. Wu Yiche. You'll see a whole bunch of links attributed to me. I didn't create any of them. I don't know. It just showed up magically on Google. My Facebook link is somewhere there. My Facebook page is somewhere there. So drop me a message. And I think you can find me on Instagram too, but I don't use that very much. So I guess Facebook would be the best way.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Wu, for coming on the Leverage Advantage. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure that the audience will get a lot from the show. And I will see all of you on the next one.
Hey there, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, check out the relevant video here. And don't forget to subscribe to us for more marketing tips, techniques, strategies that are working for us, or just more behind the scenes fun. See ya.